Star Wars Death Star Clone Part 10 Bags 10. So as you can see, Part 10 is underway and we have made up our 3 minifigs. We've got 2 types of Black Guard with the lovely helmets. Look like TIE Fighter pilots, but I could be totally wrong there. And I am assuming that this is Grand Moff Tarkin, who is the commander of the Death Star in A New Hope. What do I think of the minifigs? They look okay. One of these minifigs, in fact it was this one here, I couldn't get the right arm on. I struggled, so I tried another arm, it went on straight away. When I went to this minifig here, the right arm went on, so it just goes to show it's just pick and choose. The same happened when fitting the actual bodies to all 3 minifigs. You know, the actual where your legs fit to, that part. They have to be a certain way around or they don't fit flush. Now, I don't know if that's the same in minifigs because they're usually made up, aren't they, Lego minifigs? You don't usually make up the bodies and the arms and put the, you know, the things on. You might put the hands in, but that's about as far as it goes, and your hat. But it is what it is. They look good. I'll turn them around now just so as you can have a look at the back, and then we'll get on with the build. For anybody who was eagle-eyed, yes, I had the bodies on back to front, so I've had to switch them round. But look at that torso print of Grand Admiral, or Grand Moff Tarkin. Looks absolutely excellent, played by Christopher Lee in the film, if you haven't watched it. And he does look a lot like him, so I think that's a really, really good one. And there are all 3 of them from the back. Not really a lot to say. The hats are absolutely lovely, or hats as I call them. My wife would say you don't pronounce your H's. But as a whole, they are brilliant. And there you have the first part of Part 10. The first quarter, if you like, we've just built up walls. So obviously it will correspond to that piece and that piece. As you can see, we've built up the table that Grand Moff Tarkin sits around with the rest of his generals when they're looking out the window, and you know, everything goes bang, of course, with Alderaan. I'll even get the name right this time. Yes, it's Alderaan, not Corius Grant. Yeah, Planet Alderaan. And you can see it looks good, table's good, the black's good, everything's gone together, the wall's gone together okay. Table just rests on top, so it's quite loose, but other than that, the chairs do move. And then we've just got the red tubs in the corner. Nice effect of the grey look and that there. But we're going to start on another corner now, which I think is opposite the guns, and we should be back in a little while. So I hope you can see, as we're continuing with the last part here, Part 10, Bags 10, we've built up our next 2 walls, the opposite sides. It's looking pretty good. No problems, just a normal structure, exactly the same as the other side. We've now built up this little round structure, piece of string again, or cord, whatever you want to call it. Looks okay at the bottom. And it's going to go down there, not that I can see, but you can get the gist, I hope. So I'm going to try and get it in now and see where we go. So I'm trying to video this the best that I can, and if you can see, it does go down, and it does come back up. That's a bit of shot left-handed, isn't it? I'm sorry that I'm in the light. I do apologise for that. But that's about as best as I can get it. It all works. We've done some lovely little bits here. We've got a tool rack here with tools, benches, and now we're about to set the TIE Interceptor or whichever TIE fighter it is onto this thing, so let's get on with that. And there we have it. It is finished. Part 10, bags 10 are on, and you can see I'll just skin round what we've done nice and steady. We put these little cherry things on. The knob itself would have controlled the up down of this, but if you remember, we had a gear missing which we couldn't replace, so that is what the actual knob does. The actual dish is hanging on okay. I reckon the gear would probably firm that up a hell of a lot, hence we're having the hanging on problem. I've actually put a brick separator just to hold it into position, not that it moves. Once it's down, but because I'm turning this on the rotunda thing, that is why. We have a nice little display thing there on the back. It changes around, if I can just do it for you, which I will. If you remember that on the shot on the telly, that's a lovely shot too. We've got these printed bricks for the chairs. They do move. So I'm turning round nice and slowly. Here is our toolkit thing. Look at that with the benches. I think that looks quite good. And we'll try and have a zoom in with the toolkit. I hope you can just about see there. You've got spanners, you've got wrenches, you've got a hammer, looks like a chisel or a screwdriver, absolutely, oil can, drill. So that looks absolutely really good there. I did show you earlier that just turns the platform down, turns the platform back up again, which is nice. It's all working. So continuing the turn, we have our guns. Nice thing here is this, as you can see, they do swivel with the button, which is really nice. Guns look pretty good. Then we have the table here, which is looking nice, you know, where Grand Moff Tarkin would be with all his generals discussing whatever it got to be with the shutters. And then we're back to that first room again with a nice circular top, and I will stand up and show you what it looks like there. I've just knocked the death ray off, but there you go, that's it, and that is the end of this build and of this part, which is absolutely good. When we do the build review, which will come tomorrow after this, we will get into the things, the thick of it, the goods, the bads, the uglies. Yes, there's bits of everything. But there it is finished, and it was nice. Like I say, brick power's been okay. The build process has been all right. Not so much the other missing pieces down below. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope I've managed to show you enough of what's gone on in this clone set to say whether you like it, whether you don't like it, is it worth the money, is it not worth the money. Only you can work that out for yourself. And if you have liked this little video, please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button like I always ask you to do. And if you want to follow us on to that build review tomorrow, which should be very, very illuminating, then please click on that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If any of you out there have been watching this video or any others, like I always say, and I always will do, thanks very, very much for watching, really appreciate that. And I hope tomorrow to see you for that final build review of this Death Star clone set. And with that, you know the score, you know the drill. My name's Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side.